College didn't scam you. You scammed yourself. For decades, it has been the societal norm to push clueless teenagers who just graduated high school to pursue college as a means to grow some independence, develop skills for their chosen career, and ultimately come out of the experience with some kind of job. It's a large task and responsibility for most graduating teenagers who usually have no idea of what they want to do in life, and would much prefer to spend their time playing League of Legends, watching anime, or starting a failed YouTube channel. Definitely not me. There are definitely those who are locked into the kind of career in life they want to do for the next couple of decades, but it's sometimes difficult to determine whether those goals are theirs intrinsically or if their parents are hounding them every day and this is their way of making them shut up for once. Essentially, an extrinsic motivation to pursue college and whatever career they chose. And while this standard has worked for many individuals, it's not a one-size-fits-all. And while some succeed, there are others who don't do as well, and some who outright are not fit for college, whether it be due to conflict of personal interests, societal differences, social differences, or even different career goals. However, there has been a growing sentiment in the past few years regarding the value of a college degree, and adjacent to that, the college experience as a whole. And many are right to question that, as college nowadays costs an arm and a leg, and a few organs, due to rising tuition costs posed on new students every single year. Not to mention the dumpster fire of a job market, where every entry-level job has hundreds of thousands of applicants within the first 10 minutes of being posted, where half of these applicants aren't even real people, and they're just foreign individuals posing as qualified candidates just so they can game the system. A job market is so bad that it's honestly better to make your own startup than trying to get hired by someone else. Nowadays, just graduating and receiving your degree is not enough to jumpstart your career. With how competitive the job market is, with how picky companies are regarding candidates for no apparent reason, colleges and students need to not just put in the bare minimum, or slightly more effort, but they need to eat, sleep, shit, and breathe the college and professional grind every single day of their college career, just to get a whiff of full-time employment. And not all degrees are created equal. While the job market is an absolute abomination for everyone, there are some college degrees that will hopefully fare better in such an environment, and other degrees that are constantly struggling when it comes to employment game no matter what. While some of the more employable degrees within STEM and business are getting pegged with an 8-inch schlong, humanities and liberal arts degrees are getting penetrated by a full-on 14-inch dragon schlong. Both circumstances hurt like hell. Just one party can still walk the next day, while the other is completely destroyed along with their holes. With all these negative connotations regarding the modern-day higher education institution, you're probably wondering why I'm saying college didn't scam you. You did. In the beginning of the video and in the title. After all, it seems like going to college is the equivalent of shooting yourself in the foot, shoving your arm up your ass, and shoveling shit into your mouth with the other, all while balancing on a unicycle. You also might be thinking of alternatives, things like pushing trade school or getting an apprenticeship, which of course are great options for those who actually want to pursue these career paths. You see, when someone goes to college and comes out the same or even worse sometimes, that isn't necessarily always the college's fault. It's actually the individual's. It was the result of the individual's mindset coming into college ultimately determines their outcome at the end of it. This mentality of just doing things because they're forced to, not knowing what you really want to do in life, and generally just half-assing your way to graduation. This mentality leads to destructive decisions like being indecisive in your major/career paths, or even choosing something you don't actually enjoy, leading to burnout early on. This half-assing mentality leads to mediocre grades, and missing out on opportunities because you didn't feel like putting in the extra time and effort to make positive things happen during your college career. And in turn, your job prospects upon graduating are poor as you spend more time thinking than actually doing. You see, college doesn't make you have this mentality. While the higher education institution may not be perfect, what you're ultimately getting out of your time in the system is usually dependent on what you do, and your own decisions as an individual. While societal norms about going to college or else you'll be doomed exacerbates the feeling of being lost, this isn't something that is exclusively experienced when it comes to college. This indecisiveness and oftentimes fear is a mentality that can be experienced in every path an individual takes upon graduating high school, whether it be college, trade school, trying to find work or such a career without the aforementioned education or experience. This mentality negatively affects your ability to have fulfilling experiences, and it's not always a result of the institution being the scam and you falling for it. Essentially, the scam is the mentality many of us will already develop or experience no matter what circumstances or environments we choose to immerse ourselves in. It's something that we must overcome if we ever want to get the most out of whatever thing we spend so much of our time on. Going into these experiences with the kind of mentality is a scam itself. If we do the bare minimum, whether it be in college, trade school, or a job, or even a passion, we aren't going to get the outcome we want. and thus we instantly blame it on something other than ourselves, even though we are the culprit behind our own downfall. If I go into college and do 4 years of pre-med, only to find out I don't want to go into medical field, it for sure feels like college scammed me, since I already paid so much at this point, only to have none of the opportunities come to me. College has its glaring flaws. That only makes it more important for the individual to ensure that they get everything out of the 4-year higher education experience. You do have time to explore, and hopefully within that time frame, you find something you feel is worthwhile your time and efforts. It's always best to plan a few steps ahead, but like all things in life, nothing is perfect, and while it's always good to have flexible guidelines on what you'd like to do in the future and throughout college, there's always going to be detours and obstacles that fling you around your planning, and sometimes it's best to let things happen because it may lead you to something special.